Here I am installing the turbo bolts, the turbo to manifold bolts. So these are special bolts. You can't find these in a normal hardware store. Anyway, the special thing about the 2G bolts, well, I'll show you. I have some lying around, but I don't have enough to do two of them. You're supposed to have two washers according to the book anyways, and from what I've heard online. But you can see here number 15 here has two things on it, so there's supposed to be two washers. So, but I only have 7 washers, right? I'm short one freaking washer. Anyway, if I find some at the junkyard anytime, sometime, I might just I'll just take the bolt out and put it back in. But anyway, so what I've done is, well, if you remember, this thing had a stud before, the 14B, and so now I'm just going to use all bolts because it makes it easier to install the turbo. So here's the bolt. One of these is a 2G bolt, but the difference between the 1G bolts and the 2G bolts is they have this special washer. It's called a conical washer or a spring washer, and it's a type of lock washer. If you look at it, I mean, you probably can't. Yeah, actually you can. It's a little bit concave towards the towards this dot here. You see these dots? So it's like a spring washer, and you're supposed to have 2 of them. I'd imagine you'd want to at least have them facing away from each other. That way they're pushing on each other, and that keeps the turbo bolts from backing out. That's pretty ingenious, but I've seen these come loose though. So with what I did with my 2G is I drilled a hole straight through the turbo exhaust housing, and then I just use a nut and a washer, and then that way I know they won't break anymore. But that's because I had a bad experience with the BEP turbine housing that just fucking would break bolts all the time. It's just the metal they used in it. But these Mitsubishi turbos shouldn't have a problem. Anyway, so what I've done instead is I've used the original washer, the 1G washer, and then I put one of the spring washers with the conical side facing up. I don't know, I gotta get in there. I got the gasket in there, so I gotta kind of like finagle the turbo. The turbo's a little cockeyed this way a little bit. Good thing the turbo has some play. So here we go. It's about like 40 foot-pounds, these bolts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 20 and then I'm gonna go 40. And you gotta make sure you use the copper lube on this right here. In fact, I should probably just spray the bolts with the copper paint too. So you gotta use this stuff on it too. And it's gotta be the high temp stuff. The turbo just gets so hot, and just regular anti-seize just burns off. What I've gone ahead and done is I've sprayed the bolt ends with this copper gasket spray stuff. Love this stuff. So now they're nice and coppery, and then I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna put that copper paste on it. So these suckers aren't gonna break off. Hopefully not. Hopefully good for another 200,000 miles, right? All right. Here's everything all lubed up. And so now it's going to be the fun part. I'm going to have to play this alignment game between the turbo, the gasket, and the manifold. So if you remember, there was a stud before in it. That's what makes this easier to install. But now I don't have the stud. So I have to play this game now. This thing is a bitch to get on. So basically I was able to get this one on, and then I had to kind of like rotate the turbo to get the other ones to line up. And I finally got it. So I wasn't strong enough, so I didn't have enough grip to pull that turbo. So here's what I did. I've never done this before, but it worked. I put this in the compressor outlet, and then I pulled it back this way, and it worked. So there's a little tip: if you're having trouble getting the turbo on straight because it's cockeyed, then that's what you can do. So I was able to get 2 of the bolts in. I should be able to get another one. So this is probably why they break. There's a lot of pressure on it, you know. Yeah, there's just too much shit hooked up to this turbo, man. That. There's something down there, something over there. There's a lot of stress on it. Alright, so I'm going to try to get the other 2 bolts in. So far, they went in good. Easily. Oh, wait a minute. This one's going in. This one's not going in. What's the deal? Okay. Oh, I hope I don't strip this. It just could be in there. You know, it's just really hard to get in. There's a lot of There's a lot of pressure on it, but hopefully it'll self-align itself when I tighten them, you know. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. There's even a little indentation there, so you can get the wrench through there, right? I think that's what that little half moon thing is over there. Cool. There we go. I'm just gonna torque it 20, then 40, and then call it a day. And probably I'll try to get that motor mount back on. Hey, I got shit done. It's just I thought I would get more done, but this the head was harder to put on than I thought it would be. You know. Lining up better now. It's like doing a car tire, right? Let's do the opposite diagonal. Alright, torquing time. Here's what I got. Alright, hey, I'm done. I'm done for tonight. Well, it looks like my headlight is running out of juice. Not good. Means I've been out here too long. Anyway, I got the bolts all torqued in. They're good to go. Turbo's good to go. And I don't remember if I tightened those bottom bolts to drain, but anyway, maybe I'll check it real quick. So I had lost one of the bolts for the doggone motor mount here. So I made a note. I was like, it's dark. I don't think I'm going to find it right now. Maybe I won't find it at all. I might just have to replace it with another one. But I made a note for myself here. Hey, find motor mount bolt somewhere. And I drew an arrow pointing to that one. So it's supposed to be this size. There's 4 bolts. There's 2 long ones, and then there's two short ones. And one of the short ones I'm missing. I found one of them down here in the bumper. So I think it fell down when I was doing stuff around here. So yeah. So I'm done for today. It looks good. There's a whole engine in there now. Look at that. It's pretty good. I didn't put the cam gears on. I was tempted to put them, but I forgot. Like, hey, there's no cam seals yet. So I'm going to have to put the cam seals in first. And I'm going to have to torque the cams down. Yep. Still lots of work to do, but I'm getting it done. So that's it for tonight. Hey, I got the head on there finally. So I'm going to just recap here. I took way too long. I mean, it took much longer than I thought it would. I thought I would get this done. I thought I was like going to be putting the head on right as like the sun was setting, but that wasn't the case. Those head studs were a big pain in the ass to install. I don't want to do that again. But now that I know, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it without making mistakes like that. The big one was well, one is the dowels wouldn't seat. That's what worried me, and it kind of like seated by itself, so that's good. And then it was those fucking washers, dude. Those washers pissed me off. I'm like, I'm trying to squeeze them in there between the springs, not working. I'm trying to jam them down there, hit them with the hammer. Nope, and just getting more stuck. So I just wound up pulling the heads again and installing it, as you saw. So I got it done. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. Well, I knew it was going to be a long day. And yeah, I just didn't know I was going to run into so many problems, man. So yeah, well, it happens, and I got like a shit ton of stuff to clean up still. So I'm gonna be here out for another like 30 minutes putting parts away, tools away. So that's it. Hades Omega out. The engine is whole again. No timing component. Timing belt needs to be installed. I need to install the radiator hose. I didn't have that. I don't have to put the blanket over the engine anymore. Or maybe I do because the freaking the spark plugs are exposed, the spark plug holes. But anyway, it's supposed to rain the next couple days, so I don't think I'm gonna get on this until next week, until it starts drying up. But I gotta go work this weekend anyways, so not going to be able to work on it. So need to make that money so I can continue working on projects like this, even though I didn't want to. So there you go, engines in the car. Hades Omega out.